Chat! Chat, I'm back. I don't want to be too loud because, like, I'm not gonna lie, my dad already thinks I'm kind of fucking weird. And me talking to myself in my room is not gonna make him, like, think any better of me. But anyway, chat. Remember when I was job searching, I had that first interview and that really, right when I started streaming. You guys don't remember that because no one's actually in chat. But, I was kind of fat when I met, or chubby, and I was kind of bloated, as the kids say these days, when I met, a damn killer, and that video's on my screen. But, I locked in, I got my potassium, I'm fasting, I'm drinking my waters. Sorry, that's a reminder that I need to pay my phone bill. But, yeah, we kind of locked in and we got this job at a different Uniqlo spot. So I'm still working at Uniqlo, but in a different spot. It's in a different spot, I will say. But chat, I don't know if you know this, but behind all that fat, but when I'm not bloated, bro, your boy's sexy as fuck. Alright, I'm not gonna gas myself too much, but I will say, working retail when you're a good-looking guy is kind of like what working retail is like when you're a kind of attractive girl. It's very annoying. The dudes always hit on you and leave me alone. Except it's not dude. It's kind of girls now, which is weird. Which is the worst part of my job, actually. Job is chill. I'm there with my brother, and I will say I went on a rant about him. And I'm similar, Chud-like. I have tone problems. I have really bad tone problems, is what I'm fucking discovering. Like, but that's like the first step of overcoming that is to, like, what's it called? Like, acknowledge it. I know I have tone problems, and I need to work on that. And I think it kind of is fucking up my vibe in the workplace. But I would say things that I sound sarcastic or I sound mean or rude, and I don't mean it to be that way. And I come off very standoffish and defensive. And I don't mean to be that way, but I am that way. And I must change, so I'm gonna let you guys know how I change that. But anyway, the worst part of my shit is like coworkers and these employees that I'm working, my coworkers, like hitting on me and like, I don't know. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, this must be a different person, but like the first thumbnail they have, like side note, of like this dude screaming, makes it look so much like fucking Timothy. I could just be like on one, but it makes him look like Timothy Chalamet so much that it's like, alright, you guys know what you're doing. But I think they changed it because Timothy Chalamet's people got involved. So, besides that, it's kind of chill. And you say, how do you know they're hitting on you? Like that kind of makes you sound kind of like an asshole. You're kind of just assuming that they're hitting on you. That's kind of like what insults do. But no, chat. It's just like so obvious. I once weighed damn near 300 pounds, chat. I used to weigh 300 pounds. 280 right now. And y'all don't understand this, chat. I used to weigh damn near 300 pounds. So I cut all that off. Right? So now I'm eating, bro. Or not now I'm eating, but... So I know the difference. I know how they treat you a lot nicer when you look better. Right? And by the way, chat. My face, I debloated, I look good in the face. Chat, my tummy, it's still there. It's still there, chat. I got a little bit more than just a stable Ronaldo going on right now. And the worst part, I'm wearing a hoodie, and it's not the best fitting. Chat. When I reach up, you can see some of my tummy. So here goes my complaint number one with all these people. I'm putting stuff up, and I'm tall, right? So I'm putting stuff up on the highest shelf, and I'm reaching out, and my tummy comes up because of the hoodie, right? As two, two, as two customers walk by. As two customers walk by, I go up and I show my tummy, which is like insane oral loss. But anyway, this girl who was checking me out when the hoodie was hiding my goods. Right? It's like, oh, I did not expect him to have that. Right? Because she was checking me out. She was like, I wonder what he looks like under that. I know he's, Greek god, slim built. Right? She was daydreaming about it right next to her boyfriend. And then her boyfriend responds. Her boyfriend responds is like, yeah, I would have thought he had a six-pack. Or like she's like, I was not expecting him to look like that at all. And then her boyfriend responds and like, yeah, I would have thought he had a six-pack. Chat, that's kind of Orlos by me, but like I've been doing my yogas and shit, bro. But I don't know if I can even really lose it, the stomach, cause I've been fat for so. But like, I've been fat for so long. I don't know. But I think I can do it. I think I can definitely lose that, cause it was better. I can definitely get it to better than what it is right now, which is what matters. I can get it better. So that's something I'm working on. But also, you guys know how fucked up my life has been. And I'm trying to like, get back on the right page. So, we're doing that soon. But fuck those coworkers, man. Also, like, I want to say like a group of high schoolers, maybe more likely middle schoolers. There's like a group of them. They're walking by me. They're all whispering about some mog and shit. They're like, oh my god, I didn't expect to meet like a mogger. Oh. This shit was laughable, bro. I actually feel bad. Chat, I'm not gonna lie. Becoming like hot as fuck, and it's easy. I feel like anyone can do it. If you're fat, start fasting. If you look good, ice on the face, drink water, and to de-bloat, obviously eat healthy, get your potassium, potatoes, bananas, drink a lot of water. Fasting is a big one, and that will help you up so much more. That's all you gotta do to look good. Simple routine. If you want to go crazy about it, grab a carrot. That'll help your skin. It'll make. Really, I'm sure there's not enough beta carotene to actually turn your skin orange. But when I was younger, I would drink so much carrot juice. Like that's like the only vegetables I would eat. My mom would say. That I turned orange. I literally, and then she would joke because I'm Polish. She would joke around saying, she felt weird walking around with me because I look Mexican, and so it looks like she just stole this little kid. So, that's that one thing. And chat, I put on some of this like I put on this voice. I talk very weird. I'm very like I talk about the tone problems, but I also have like this like friendly sort of voice. So I sometimes I talk like how Haskell talk. Like I don't know if y'all know Haskell, but like sometimes I talk weird like that. Sometimes I talk like I don't know what to do with my voice. I'm very self-conscious and like I don't know if I'm just like anxious and that's why I shake or something. But I do get shakes all the time, which like is weird. It always feels like I'm fiending for something. And also, chat, I don't know if I have a Twitch that makes it look like I wink. But that could also just be people winking at me. But I feel like sometimes I Twitch and I just like, I wink. Like I do like a wink and a kiss. I don't mean to do it, but it just sort of kind of happens sometimes. which makes me feel weird because I feel like, I don't know. I have like this like twitch where I like wink and like do a kissy face. I think. Cause like I did it one time drunk. Well, like I did it for sure one time to a girl. She was like talking on the phone and like we locked eyes. I did it and she was like, but I was like drunk and fucked up and like stoned. I was crossed, but I remember like it was like damn, I only like I looked at you once or something. I don't know, it's weird. But I feel like sometimes I do it because I remember. I don't know. My only issue is like sometimes I feel like I do that to people when I don't mean to do it, and it makes it awkward.
Want to break into cybersecurity but don't have experience? The Google Cybersecurity Certificate uses real-world
But yeah,
scenarios.
there's like a lot of me. I need a journal again, cause like that shit's weird. That definitely happened before. I don't know. That's like the one part of me. I have tone problems, and sometimes I feel like that wing shit, all this stuff. I did it to a guy once too, I think. It was in class, but it was kind of for the trolls. Like, he asked a question, then he was looking right at me, and I hit him with it. I was like kind of trolling. But I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes I do things without thinking, and I don't know, that's like a hard, I think it's just like the part of like the autistic part of me where it's like I want the need to like be able to like understand and control everything about myself. But like sometimes, but like being autistic, there's probably like abstract ways of thinking. Where I like think it through in like a symbolic sense and like I don't put it to words. Which is good, but then also bad because then like that winking. But like I don't know why I so desperately want to control my winking because if I'm like, it's just kind of the fear of rejection. If I do it to someone, then like I shouldn't care anymore. But I don't want it to do it to people that don't want it, right? Like I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway. Also, another remark people made is like, it looked like I'm high at work. I always get that, where people always think I'm like high when I'm not. Like, all throughout school, people would ask if I'm high, and then I'd have to answer no. And like, people would ask if I'm high during school. I remember I went to counseling one time, and I showed up. And I showed up to the counseling thing, and I told her like I smoke pretty regularly, and so I go in there, and I do it, and I like let out a big grin, and fuck, and that's like I think it comes with the tone problem. But she never told me I have a tone problem, which I guess it's because it's counseling and not something else. But it's also like, she was also like, I'm huge, I'm 6'3", 2 something. I'm trying to get that lower or like higher, but just with more muscle instead of fat. And so like I get like she was like afraid of like saying like, hey, why do you do this, why like that, because it's like obviously that, but she never told me I had like a tone problem. Because like I remember this might be another thing, right, where she like asked me, where I was like, oh, are you high right now, and then I come back and I'm like, and I'm like say like, why do you think that, like but I was genuinely curious because like I guess it was a part of me where it's like, okay, I need to change this, right? Being perceived as high in public and stuff is not cool, right? Or at least it is to some people, but also like, it's not professional. So if I'm in a professional setting and I act high, that's not the best. And if I'm gonna be, if my future employer sees that, it's gonna be bad, right? So, I'm gonna switch this because I feel like people might not click on if the preview is just of the rat. But like then I asked her like what's that? But then obviously she took it standoffish, and then like I keep like I hate that. I hate that. But now that I know I can switch, I can change it. How will I change? I might have to pull call uh, North Sweat. And I also feel like sometimes I wink because a lot of the times the people that I'm working with like wink. Like I don't know. Like I was being trained for work, and then this coworker who's training me gave me a wink while she was explaining something. So I don't know if I accidentally winked, which made her feel that way. Because then she's friends with my brother, and she lives kind of near me, and my brother's going to this party, and I was like, no, I kind of want to stream and make music. So he asked somebody who lives kind of close by to me, and she was like, yeah, I'll give you the ride in. But it was the same coworker that gave me the wink, and she was playing a song that was kind of hinting at it. You know, the thing girls say boys do. But so I don't know if I let out a wink first that made her think, yo, I should wink back, right? Like that's what you do. Or I don't know if right? And that happened again with like one of my supervisors at my old job, where he was actually a chill guy, very funny. He also had a girlfriend, and then we were walking around, and it was this is gonna sound crazy, but it was at a movie theater, and they released a new Slurpee. And chat, I'm not gonna lie, in my grown age I'm now 21 in 3 hours. Fuck, chat. 21 soon. I don't know. Should I be live for it, chat? Should I be live? I do need to make music and then post it on my other account. No. Because I don't want to leak my other account, though. But anyway, with this, it was like basically a sugar rush. Everyone was trying it. It was a really good flavor too. So everyone was fucking trying it. Everyone was bouncing off the walls, and like the actual strict managers weren't there, so it was just chill. And everyone was like laughing their ass off. And then we went to the candy cane machine, and the dude gave me a wink, and I don't know if it was because I let one out unknowingly, and he just returned it. Also happened one time when I was meeting one of my friends that I now hate. This other friend for the first time. And chat, this also hurts because chat. Big or loss on my part. I had friends. I felt like they weren't being real friends because what I was going through, and they weren't like checking up on me or anything like that. So I was like, "Do you guys even really fuck with me?" And I was like, I should have asked and said, "Do you guys really fuck with me?" But that's a stupid thing to ask, because it's like, of course we do. And then they'll be like, they'll change their behavior for a little bit, and then they'll slowly creep back to their old behavior, right? In my, maybe that's toxic thinking, but that's just kind of what I feel. But in reality, the smart move should have been just kind of it was weird because I also like was locked into an apartment lease contract with them. What I should have done is like remained cool with them and then slowly weaned off of them and started making my own friends. Right, that's probably what I should have done. I probably should have hanged out with those friends more and more, with these people I didn't really see as friends, but whatever. I told them to stop fucking with me. However, one of those people is like the person of, because this all happened in my college group of friends, but in my college group of friends was my roommate and one of my high school friends, And this was the high school friend that had all the parties at his, not parties, but like get-togethers at his place. So obviously, as one does, you get bad mouthed, and it turned some my closest friends, my two best friends, against me, which kind of hurt. They did some whack shit like send me an Instagram audio message of them having, or not them having sex, but one of them having sex with a girl, right? And I'm like, wow, this isn't cool. So then I also kind of broke that off, not in the best way either. I kind of just, and I said really, I shouldn't have, but it was, I was like filled with emotion, felt really bad, and also like, they were treating me really poorly and all that. So I was like, dude, I don't want to hear from you ever again until you're dead. I literally want to piss on your grave. And then I blocked him, stopped talking about it. I wasn't using TikTok at the time. So, so yeah, I probably shouldn't have said all that, but also I don't want to see that guy ever again, right? Like, don't do that shit to me. I think that's sexual assault. In my opinion, that's sexual assault. But anyway, oh, and before that, I did this, which is kind of manipulative, kind of, I shouldn't have done it either, was, I was like, remember freshman year? Them motherfuckers were weaning you out. You weren't getting invited. We had a whole group chat without you. You're only talking to them right now because I removed myself from the group chat. I turned off notifications and only used the Discord, which everyone was in. Until eventually they're like, yeah, I'm gonna stop using this. We'll just all hang out together. Same motherfucker stabbed me in my goddamn leg. Now, part of me, it's also part of my fault because I was going through a rough time. And, him snaking me and doing me dirty was well before that audio message. He would really only talk to me at 3 a.m., which, when I was at my lowest, I'm like, alright, at least he's talking to me and I have someone to talk to about things. Turns out, yeah, he was probably just having sex and he was texting me and I was being cucked that whole fucking time. Not proud, but not proud of it, man enough to admit it. As the saying goes. Glad to have that off my chest. Yeah, I'm a kind of idiot when it comes to that. Chat, England's down a player, fuck. And it's like, oh, but they scored though. Shouts out. Gerald Quasar got a red card 12 minutes ago, but they did score, and who scored? Oh, Jude Bellingham again. Oh, he scored twice, and then Kane pretty recently. So shout out. But anyway, this is all to say I've been on TikTok again. I was reposting a bunch of shit, and a lot of the shit I've been reposting, was, Hunter x Hunter, which is an anime about two best friends in Gon and Killua. And then also Haskell and Jason the Ween edits. Which, to be fair, I guess I kind of see it coming. Maybe he now is like guilty and he's like trying to, it was like 4th of July. But this was like at midnight, 12 a.m. So it was probably another like fuck you. Cause like, but also he couldn't, I don't know, it's a bit late. But it could also just be him trying to reach out. But it could also just be him cucking me again. So I unadded him when I saw that. But I don't know, chat. I'm stuck. You guys need to help me figure this out. I just need to think through shit. Because on one hand, because on one hand, closest thing to a day one I have, right? Second hand, did me so dirty that I don't even want to write it down. Right? Day one, did me so dirty, right? Or slash glow up. Chat, like I told you in the beginning of the thing, I'm sexy now. Number two. Chat, another thing, like I'm a very shaky guy, and this is another thing when it comes to my tone, but a girl asked me, is like, something about me being shaky, is like, oh, I'm shaky when I get cold hands, are your hands cold? And I come back with like, no, no, I don't know, my hands just do that for like half the time, and I said it so rudely, and I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm actually so fucking sorry. I just have a tone problem. I need to look up. We're gonna do that after this. We're gonna have a segment of like me fixing my tone problem. Anyway, I'm sexy now, right? People like sexy is good, right? Let me say that sexy is good. But when you're sexy is good, there's like you want to be sexy. Since sexy, like if you're sexy now, sexy is good, and you want to be sexy. The issue is you're not sexy. So what's the closest thing you can do? Affiliate with sexy. Right? This is what Lacey does with almost everyone, right? Lacey and Marlon. Right? He is sexy. I'm not gonna lie, he has his moments, right? I know he said on stream where it's like, when he loses his weight and when he's like, that, like, people turn him into a sex icon and that, and he can't deal with it. Part of me doesn't disagree, because he like, obviously he's not going to be the prettiest, but, right? But, like, Lacey isn't sexy, so how does he get a leg up, right? I'm not sexy, girls like sexy, everyone likes sexy, I like sexy. He affiliates himself with Marlon, and so if you see Lacey and I did this too, to an extent. So Lacey and Marlon, that's like, if you think about duos in core, it's probably Lacey and Marlon. Actually, Lacey's just a part of, I feel like Lacey's always a duo, but it's like Lacey and Marlon, Lacey and Brayden, they did streams together. Right, they did streams together. He always affiliates himself, and I remember there was a thing where they were like biting their lips, like he was doing that while looking at Lacey and Shane. Marlon did that too, and like people caught it, and like someone's like, why do you always do this, right? But like to them, they're sexy, and they're so sexy, right? Both of these guys, that Lacey called him out. Lacey called out Brayden, like, this is what I'm talking about. But it's because what's going on in their brain is like, I'm so sexy, this dude wants to be around me 24/7 because like he thinks I exude it. Like in Hunter x Hunter, they're giving off aura so much that like these guys aren't like, oh, he's using Yo and he's seeing his aura, but this dude just has aura and he practices 10 and Ren daily, right? That's why you want to be. So if you want to be sexy, right? But you're not sexy. The closest thing you can do is affiliate with sexy. But here's the caveat: everyone can be sexy, right? Lacey said this, that he doesn't want to like slim down and look good because there's a lot of pressure and it's very hard, and he feels awkward, and like he doesn't like it. Chat. I'm so. This has happened twice now. But. Not this. Let's go on TikTok. Let's see if we can find it on TikTok. Lacey edits. Chad don't want to sign up. Should I? Chad, I don't want to see. Continue with Google. Let's do this. This one. I'm sure it'll just give me the one that I already have. And I will leak my shit anyway. Logged in, good. Agree, let's see. Oh, it's a different one. Oh, this is like straight up my Goon account. What am I following? No one? Shout out to him, though. View profile, who am I following? Oh, I'm following one person. Okay, what's this? Let's see my goons. Not bad, only 2 though. Niche goons, chat, niche goons. We're unfollowing that though. Wait, it's 3-2 chat? This shit already went up, bro. No way I find out England scored from a fucking Lacey TikTok. Damn. I'm actually so mad I'm not watching this, bro. This game's good as hell. But yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm not really seeing anything that I could use to like back up his claim. Like, let's look at this. Like, he definitely looks better. Yeah, I feel like me and Lacey have not this problem. Because I feel like I might just be a Lacey. Isn't that everyone's fears? Fuck. But anyway, I feel like he has a pretty decent, not even, like this, I think he has a pretty bit, like, but just this isn't really filled out. But I'm sure if he fasted, if he did everything, he'd be, like this. Like, that isn't bad. Like, that's still, like, I think the deep small lines come from a more recessed maxilla. That doesn't look bad. Like, this doesn't either, but I know it's like edited or something. Like, he's definitely like cute. Like, he doesn't look bad here. I might be showing only edited ones. Like, he doesn't look bad here. This one he looks fucking actually pretty good at. But it's also because like it's super bright and all that. Like, the lighting's in his favor. But anyway, yeah, I was gushing over fucking Lacey. Holy shit, I'm gay as hell. Fuck, chat. But anyway, right? So if you don't like that, I don't know. And I know I'm using Lacey as an example, but it's like, dude, trust me. Because a lot of it is also just like the way, like, I know Lacey's ego is also kind of through the roof. Because it's like, dude, he went from looking like dog shit to Loki just looking like a dude that kind of cares about, like, he wouldn't, like, you know, like, he looks kind of decent now. And, you know, people are making edits of him and shit. So, like, that ego, like, because similar shit happened to me. Like, bro, his ego, it must be up there. But, like, no, like, ego isn't a bad thing. A lot of people say, like, ego is bad or good. It's neither bad or good, right? It depends on, like, right? It all depends. Ego isn't necessarily a bad thing. Um, right? So if you don't, so if you, right, if you want to be sexy, but you affiliate with yourself with sexy, because people attach sexy with that, right? If you're a duo, if uh, if you're a duo and one's sexy and this other person doesn't think they are sexy, then it's like, well, you hang out with this person a lot and the sexy person fucks with you. By process of just being close together, you are now closer tied, close knit with sexy. It's like going on a two-man, but there's like an ugly one. That ugly one still gets confidence and is like, yay, I hit today. Even though it was really like, I'm taking one for the team, which isn't something I can do, by the way. I just can't fake shit like that. So I'm sorry. Like, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. It's like, it's part of my tone problem, it's part of everything, but right. So you want to affiliate yourself with sexy, one, because you could, you know, it gives you an aura boost. If you stand in HXH aura images, right? Hisoka's was so powerful, they couldn't even stand. They couldn't walk past. They were frozen because they literally could not walk past them. Right? But when you're but here. But if someone's got aura like this, and now there's always someone standing right next to him right here, another person that can just fit right here, right? You know, there might be a little bit more or whatever, like, you know, you see how it's high up, so like if he stands right next to him, someone might get fooled and be like, yo, their aura together is cool. And so, right, it gives you a good luck. But the second reason, I'm gonna have this off to the side while I do this. Well, I wanna see. Right? So one is this. Second is that you can learn from sexy. So it's like work when you get trained. You could shadow this person. This person does this, this, and this. And if they do this, this, and this, I also do this, this, and this. And then I will be sexy. But the only issue is, a sexy person, when he's with another person, is not doing the stuff that makes him sexy, most likely. And side note, chat, I'm at working at the mall, probably top 3, top 2 maybe even malls in Illinois. I run into a girls. I only recognize the one though. They look at me, they see me, mouth agape, hand over mouth. I don't make out what they say per se. And this could be a little bit of the ego talking, but it's like, no way he looks like that, right? Like, that's David. No way he looks like that. But then I kind of also make out, but like, why does he look so sad? I have sad eyes. Chat, also funny side note, today I'm lucky enough to like have the same kind of shifts as my brother. I'm saying I'm lucky enough because although I sometimes hate him and he's like very chud-like and I want to like kill him because of it, he gets to drive me and stuff, which is very nice. But also, I'm saying he's childlike, but also that's just my anxiety talking about like you need to be perfect when I have literal tone problems. I'm literally saying fuck you in tone when I just mean to answer a question normally. I'm beating myself up over this. I just need to recognize and change, recognize and change, recognize and change. I'm 21, recognize and change. But he's like, at least he's like more outgoing, and even though it's like kind of annoying, and it's like you gotta stop. It's like, and chat. I'm not gonna lie, with how outgoing my brother is. Although it's not really outgoing in like a shooting a shot type of way, but I do believe if my brother does what I do, he could look better than me. I'm not even lying. Sometimes when I was like not all the way there, but I was like on my way there, I would look at him and I'd get envious. I'm not gonna lie, chat. He low-key has better hair than me if he just like cuts it right and maintains it. He's more outgoing and shit. I say, and we had to talk about it. I was like, dude, I envy you. It feels like you can like always talk to all these people and you have so many people that you can talk to. And like, yeah, but I'm just with you because it seems like you could have like more serious and real conversations. And like the answer to that is simple, is I just do what he does, and he do what I do, right? And me, it's like you just ask deeper questions, but like we're both, there's like an intimacy thing going on. We're kind of afraid of that. Even in like the simplest intimacy is just getting to know another person. So I like kind of step back and make sure I choose the right person to get to know and stuff. Whereas my brother will get to know so many people, but it's really only surface level. But he also has a pretty big mouth, so I feel like it's harder for people to open up when he's around him because like, bro, you're just gonna go tell that guy. But another issue, chat, is like, see, like I'm trying to analyze my brother too, but I'm never gonna tell him my hypothesis and how he can do better. Because that's just like a straight up weird thing to do, is like you need to do this, this, and this, and if you do this, this, and this, people will like you better. When in reality, I'm not gonna lie, if he just kind of like did like fast and then do the ice thing and then like the debloat shit, and he just like looked better, people 100% people are gonna be like, oh wait, you're like funny now. Chat, you're funny now. Wait, I actually like these jokes. Please keep telling me that. But he was doing it at some point, but then he stopped, and I think a part of that was like him subconsciously deep down realizing the fact that wait a minute, people treat you a lot better when you look good. And deep down in his soul, he didn't like that. So he was like, no, I'm gonna keep being a chud because like ignorance is bliss. And I'm kind of envious that he made that decision, but also at the same time, he could be living a lot better of a life. Anyway, chat, I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key the Norwood Reaper is coming for me. So I wear like this fringe, right? So my haircut isn't that good, but I do spend a good amount of money on my haircut. But like my hair isn't that good most of the time. Many times people have roasted me for being recessed and all that, and like girls like would like to use it whenever they're mad at me and shit like that. I'm taking finasteride, which made it worse before it got better. So my hair isn't the best. My brother has a lot better hair, although albeit he doesn't do his hair before going to work all the time. Like today he didn't do it, one of his friends, friends from work. This is like right at the beginning of the day too. Like he's like, you know, this is like the first real time we're both like right next to him and there's like no customers, so like it's like a chill vibe. We're talking and he's like, "Oh, your brother looks a lot more Eastern European than you." And I'm like, "Yeah, that dude's, you know, he's fucking like whitewashed or whatever." I'm carrying I'm carrying the Polska flag on me behind my back, all that shit. That's the first thing. And then he's like, "Oh, where do you get your hair cut?" And chat, I get like a mini mullet because the back of my hair, I got weird bumps that I got when I bleached it, and they haven't gone away. I think some of them might have been there before it, but it looks really bad if I get a fade back there. So I get like a mini mullet, and I think when I grow up to look more professional, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the flow going to the middle part. If once this finesse ride, like hair, cause like it's been stubble for a while and now it's like baby hairs, but like my hair takes like so long to grow that I feel like it's gonna take forever. But once it starts being visible, getting that middle part again, and that'll be like my professional haircut or whatever. Ugh. But anyway, what was I saying? But then he's like, "Oh, do you guys get your haircut at the same place?" Like, "Oh, David, where do you get your haircut?" And my brother, he gets his haircut at Skull and Thrones, which is like kind of a chain. There's like multiple locations set up. I get like, my barbers used to go there, but they left, made their own company, and now like they have their own place. And so he's asking me where I get my haircut. I was like, "Oh yeah, I get it done at Apex. It's like Elmhurst. Yada yada yada, right?" And in the back of my mind, I'm geeking, cause chat, if y'all know this, it was never about the hair, chat. It was never about the hair, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I do think he would look better than me if he locked in. He has yet to lock in. He locked in for a little bit and then he get off, and I'm urging him. Actually, like, he has locked in. I'm like, "Bro, you gotta fast," and he was fasting when he was working at Uniqlo. But like, if you know somebody and if you're like that outgoing, and you always get lunch with these people, and now all of a sudden you're not eating one day, it's like weird. It's like, oh, because it is basically just an eating disorder. But also the thing is, my brother being so loose-lipped, he's like, "Oh no, I'm not eating today. I'm fasting to lose weight," which is immediately eating disorder, eating disorder, eating disorder, eating disorder. Even though it's like natural, it happens in the fucking wild, right? Dogs, which we domesticated because we had the same fasting cycles in the wild, right? That's the whole reason we have dogs right now. Man's best friend. But anyway, right, like when I did it, it's like, "Oh, I'm fasting. I'm not gonna," like, I wouldn't even tell people to do it. I'm just like, "Oh, I'm not eating," and then some people like were like, "Oh, why aren't you doing it? Like, are you like spiritual in some way?" And I would always answer like, "Yeah." And then I told my brothers like, "Oh, you just need more finesse. You could just be like, oh, I'm just like," someone's like, "Oh, someone's gonna ask me what I'm gonna get for lunch," which is also just like meaningless small talk. Ah, fuck, I remember my tone issue. I always do that. I would bring up like an experience we're gonna forget about, which is also just like meaningless side. Like, I don't care. I don't think people actually care. But he's like, "Oh, someone's gonna ask me," and I was like, "Oh, you can just say like, I haven't decided yet," or like that. Like, I told him like the finesse you can do in conversations to teach it, but it's whatever. Um. That's that one thing. What did I even write? Learning. Learning from. Right? So, if I'm sexy now, right? And being sexy is good. So a lot of people want to be affiliated with me because of my sexiness. Or learn from, like, you know, what's the secret. Although a lot of people are stuck in that mindset where it's like, he was born this way. But I have pictures on my phone where I am chuz. I'm chopped as hell. I can handpick from me when I was at my lowest, when I was a really fat kid, and fat did not look, the fat was not distributed well on me. And then also, chat, I kind of made a connection, but also I have a pretty flat head. Back of the head, I should say. And my dad would always make me rock a buzz cut. It was bad. It was really bad. Anyway, I saw a video where it's like, a girl's like, I'm no longer talking to dudes with flat back of heads, because it just shows that, like, your mom kind of just lets you cry it out. Instead of, like, showing you the attention that you needed and deserved. Which kind of makes sense. My mom kind of just gave me the bottle, which I think kind of fucked me in the short term because it kind of made me fat. But then also long term, kind of made me good. Like, it was good because the more you eat as a youngin', the more you grow. And also, but it's good because it also kind of made me smarter as a kid, because the things that travel your neurons are made of fat. So the fatter you are for the longer as a kid, you'll be smarter once you get rid of it. Which, you know, takes wins and losses. So, right? So why am I bringing this up? Why am I bringing this up? Fake friends. All of these people that I meet from now on will see me, and I think part of the issue is because I don't identify myself as sexy. I identify myself as David. And David was once fat plus ugly. And now he's still fat, a little bit chubby. He's chubby and sexy. So, David is neither one of these things, yet he's both at the same time. Right? The memory of himself is this, but his current self is this. Right, which is something I need to fix. So whenever I see people, and a lot of more people like present David a lot more because of this, and I identify myself above both. I identify myself above the spectrum. David is a moment in time in between the spectrum. And because of that spectrum, I'm very wary of new people, because it's like, you really only fuck me because of this, and this. So what if that's gone? Are you still gonna fuck with me? Right? Like, when I received the bad news, dun dun dun, and I was like eating myself out of it like I always do, and being really depressed and like musty and shit, you weren't fucking with me like then, because what you view me as is someone to go party with to help you pick up girls. Point blank, period. right? So it's very hard for me to make new friends. On the other hand, I have my day ones who did me so dirty, but they're my day ones. And the fact that if what he's doing is an attempt at reconnection, it's like, okay, you understand what he did was wrong. He did that because those people kind of skewed their perception of me as being a worse, I'm not as good as a friend, right? Because what I did was like I ditched them. We had this lease coming out, and I was like, you guys aren't being good enough friends. Please don't talk to me. And because I did that, it ruined their perception of me, and it doesn't help them already like kind of a recluse. I don't really reach out much. All this stuff. So all the slights that now I do, they kind of view as bigger, right? They now view as a different things. Like this is a bad guy. He should know better than to do this, even though this is just kind of the case for me always. This is just kind of who I am, and they should know that, but they didn't. So anyway, because they already have this bad seed about me, it was easier for them to do those bad things. However, the fact that they did those things in the first place, right? The fact that our relationship wasn't steadfast enough for them to be like, no. Right? And I know they wanted to talk about it, but I would skirt around it. But also, they were friends with the other guy who I was roommates with for a lot longer. Right? It's sort of like the thing where it's like, look at what we had. I know I'm relating this to a relationship, but it's like so gay. But it's like, you know, you go off and cheated. I'm not gonna get back with you, right? You should have just been aware of what we had, and you should have held that in so high of a regard that you didn't want to lose it. Right? They should have valued my friendship with them enough to be like, I'm not listening to what you say. That dude is my dog. I'm not gonna snake him. But he snaked me. So, I don't care how sorry you are. But at the same time, that's just sort of me living a lonely life. The fact is, at least, right, I've visions to be a very successful guy. This is one of those days where I think I actually had a pretty good stream. Pretty good segments all around. Pretty smooth segues between those segments. I think if I do this enough, I think the streaming will be fine. Also, I have a music Instagram account where I think the branding is really good. The music could do a lot better. But like the branding and all that shit behind it is good enough to the point where like these other celebrities and people in high places are kind of are taking a look, and I'm LARPing right now. But you know, it's on the path, right? which is right. I lost my train of thought because I put out my phone. I took out my phone and I'm looking at what I've done. So a lot of these people are like, so like my branding's good enough to where people are looking at me and they're seeing stuff, and we're kind of in dialogue through our post. This could be the weirdest shit I could have possibly said, but I'm making it sound cryptic, but it's like people are seeing me, people are looking at it, and I'm hey, good job name that mouse very fun. But it'd be a weird thing for me to say. But I do believe I have legs. I just need to get the music down, which I think I will get down if I just practice enough. I have a deadline, a kind of self-imposed deadline, that I want to have an album out by Halloween. But I want to have a following before Halloween so that I can use it to market and have a listening base to get this album seen. So I'm making just mindless beats now. It's tough. It's tough out here. So yeah, I just need more eyes on the music, which I can do if I'm like fucking flirting with the guys, with the people I'm trying to like get their eyes on me for. Like, right, if I get if people's eyes are on me and they're like actually looking at my stuff, which some do because chat. I don't get a lot of views, but like sometimes I get this amount, sometimes I get this amount. Almost so many of my here, the best one I made for a while is like just over 100, but it had 2 likes, which is a pretty decent like rate, I feel like. And that was from the roast tab, but I get a lot from my. I wonder what the average profile click is for like. For how many times people like profile, because then I would know, because my whole strategy is leaving comments, which results in, I know all of my likes result in people not going through my profile tab. But all my likes come from non-profile view tabs, but a good amount of my views come from profile tab clicks. So I wonder what the ratio is that on that compared to everything else. Compared to like the average account, because the way I'm doing it, chat, my reels are sort of like, have you seen boneless TikToks? Mine is just all boneless TikToks, but with beats that I made myself, and instead of it being like a clip of something, which I should do clips. I should switch to clips if I want to have a more. I would have more real time or watch time, which would result in more views. Because right now, I have a still picture that kind of fits the vibe. a beat which is kind of very repetitive, right? It kind of repeats like 2 seconds. Like usually I make like a 2 bar loop for like 4 loop, right? Like 2 or 4 bar loops. It's usually like 4 seconds, 5 seconds at the max. It's 10 seconds, but it's repeated 4 times in those 10 seconds basically. So you're not getting a lot of replayability with that. Some of them I think are very hypnotic and you can listen to on repeat. Like, I think the best one I've ever posted was the first one I ever made. And I made that one really good, and then I had one that was only me writing, and it was kind of, it was a very, it's the only post of its kind on my account. And then the other ones are all kind of just like boneless TikToks. But, you know, it's my own music, which I already said is pretty hypnotic. An image, right? It's a still image. So how long can you look at a still image? And then it's either me just like trauma dumping or like a verse as the caption. Which for right now is I think the only correlation that goes in a WatchCon. If I add clips, that would make it better, in my opinion. So I might start doing that. I did do GIFs, I played around with GIFs. And I think that one did pretty well. My best one, which got... My best one wasn't. It was just a movie poster. But maybe that's the move though. Because if I'm like flirting with someone, and someone, right? Because necessarily you're not really flirting with someone. You have to just make the other person think you might be flirting with them. That's why really attractive people who are nice, a lot of people assume they like them back because it's like, oh wow. But in reality, it's just like, no. I'm just being a good person. And there aren't a lot of good people around. And especially not to people that aren't sexy. So if a non-sexy person is getting treated well, they're like, does this person like me? And I know it sounds bad to say out loud, but it's the reality. Happened to me. Happened to the best of us. And that's kind of like overstimulating. Like, did I tell you about how like I was in charge of fitting rooms today, and then girls would hit on me in line, like giving me a kiss and stuff, or like not giving me a kiss, but like blowing me a kiss and stuff. And also, part of it in me is like, I don't know how to respond to when a girl's sitting on me. Maybe I should just give them that wink. If they're hot, of course. But I always wondered where that came from. Like, was it like from someone telling a bad joke, and then the other person's like trying to walk past that and like ignore it? So they're like, and then they kind of get the bad joke a little bit, so they're like, they let it out a little bit. That's my theory. Could be wrong. But yeah, I don't know what we were talking about or how we got here, but yeah. So I'm also feel like I have a vision and I'm valuing myself as a pretty successful guy, which could kind of, right, this just makes this harder, because successful people that have plans on how to reach their success and all that stuff, especially if they are in the entertainment industry or famous like that, like in streaming or in music, right? Like, girls fuck with like streamers and YouTubers and rappers and musicians and movie stars and all that, mainly because they're hot. But even the fact that they're doing music, movies, streaming, and they're successful at it, that's also hot, because it's part of the thing. This goes the same with like just regular attraction. If you're a guy and you want to attract more um girls and you're not sexy yourself, you find a guy who's sexy and you kind of just do that, and you kind of like right, you don't have to do this, but some people do, where they find a person, they try to become friends with like the coolest, most attractive of the group, like Lacey, or just have like a pretty cool group in general, and then you attach yourself to them, and then like, those guys are cool, this guy must also be cool, right? But if you're a girl, and I know it's different because it's like, because there is that whole marriage thing, right? And like, you're saving yourself for one person. But a lot of the time, this is just a dream, made up dream. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but as someone being ugly and then now is hot, the way girls in relationship act towards me, very strange. And I'd want to say this is like kind of a broad topic thing. Like, just because maybe girls in relationships, I might notice their attention more. Doesn't necessarily mean that they'll act on it. Right? They also kind of just want to be viewed as attractive. So if they latch onto a guy, so if girls latch onto a guy who's very sexy and even date this guy, they also get more male that, because the better your partner looks, the better you look, and the better you look, the more partners you can attract. And necessarily, even if you're not going to act on those other partners, people thinking you are attractive it's just good. It's like, right? It makes you more successful as well. Like, alright, you are viewed as attractive and you're already successful. Let's just make you more sexy and successful. It's like sort of that magnetic effect. It's similar to how, like, my sister's like the kids' church choir. She's still very young. She's 10 years younger than me, basically, or will be in 2 hours. But I think my tone kind of kicked in there. I need to just be wary of it. Right? I go to church with them one day, because I usually don't, mainly because, one, I'm a chud, and two, I'm in college the whole time. But like, I go to church, and my dad's very involved in the church, right? He helps out, my mom helps out, my sister's in the choir, I was an altar boy growing up. So basically, right, I'm there. So like, and it's helpful when it's like in a situation like that where it's like my family's church, and even if I don't go often, the fact that my family's there, or like the fact that I'm joining this company that my brothers worked for, it's kind of already there's a familiarity there that helps with the whole attraction thing. But there's like the director of the choir, and like she noticed that we were brother and sister and that we had a good relationship. Afterwards, when we went to like the cafe area and they were there, like she gave my sister like a big hug or whatever, and was looking at me while she did it or whatever, like making sure I peeped that. And then My sister comes back and is like, oh, I think she likes me, blah, blah, blah. You know, she gave me a big hug or whatever. Or I didn't tell her. That was like, obviously I'm not going to tell her. Well, yeah, she only did that because I'm Lakai and she's running game right now. I was just like, oh yeah, that's nice, that's good. That sounds bad too. That's a tone problem thing. I probably responded very poorly, but it's like, yeah. I should have responded with like, yeah, you are very cool. You're very good at singing. You're very cool. Of course, right? We can always be better, chat. Always improve. It's also just, you know, be okay with where you are. Anyway, going forward. I'm trying to get mine bigger. I do my exercises every day. Might, you know, I do them every day. Oh, yeah, because I need to make that beat and post it soon. I could do it on stream, but I don't know. Try to blow up my aura. I think that helps for sure too. So wait, all in all, my job's annoying as fuck. People are annoying as fuck. And I'm done. Anyway, and also to finish what I was starting, which I'm like on a roundabout point. Everyone that's like watching is like, holy shit, can you shut up? But actually they're not like that because no one's watching, and they wouldn't be watching if they would just click off the video if they thought that, because I'm not like big enough for people to stay even though it's something that they don't like. I have envisioned myself to be successful, and if I already view these people who now like me because of my sexiness, and there's a mistake, right? People are like, okay, I'm now sexy, I know do this, this, and this, and this. There are some people that see that and aren't envious, they're like, it should be me, and they talk down on it. Right, like, someone's seeing me and they're like, oh, I thought his shit, you know, I thought he'd, like, look better, or whatever, or I had, like, another dude, like, make fun of the way I talk, or whatever, or, like, look, I don't know, like, right, and that's, like, from jealousy and envy. It's like, I should be doing that, blah, 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 or it should be me, or whatever. That's all. You can also just rationalize it to be a part of this, where it's like, don't go to those people because they're talking down on you. Just because, like, right? Like, just because, oh, they're talking shit, that means he's speaking truthfully. That's also dumb. Don't do that, chat. Because now you're just with people that talk shit about you. Don't attach yourself to that. That's loser behavior. Just because they're mean doesn't mean they're right. That is also a fake friend, but just a different type of fake friend. It's like, oh, I know I can trust this guy's opinion because he was talking shit about me. So if I become friends with him, get him to like me. Bada bing, bada boom. He's my real friend now. No, that's not how it works. That's just not how it works. So don't do that, because that's like, you don't think you've won the game because the game has thought of that, and that kind of just makes you a loser. So bottom line is, I think I'll get back with my ex who hates me. But that's such loser behavior, right? Like, he did me so incredibly dirty, and people that I know. My brother got done dirty, but he just doesn't know. He's too much of an idiot, right? He's got too much of the mommy issues, and he doesn't realize that. He thinks his mom is perfect. She has done some bad. She has done ill will. But he cannot rationalize that into, yeah, girls are not good people either. I should not put them on a pedestal. We have done dirty crazy amounts of times. And because of that, I kind of want to strangle his head. But it's whatever. I say that, I get that from my parents, and I should not do that. That's like crazy far. Even as you, I don't know. But yeah, it drives me insane. See, I got that from my mom. She shouldn't have been talking to us like that. He's still going to defend. He's still going to defend that shit. Boys ain't shit, women ain't shit. But then the moment I find one I fuck with, right, I'm gonna forget all about this, which that's my goal. Next time, I'm not gonna forget. I'm gonna be on my shit. Make sure she's on her P's and Q's, and if not, she's out of there. I feel like I can't. I think it's just over for me. I'm gonna have to die alone, chat. I'm not even playing. Maybe I just live my life, and then when it comes down to settling, I'll go back to that one girl from 5th grade, chat, who is now, dot. That's life. But if I time it right, no, then it doesn't matter. Always gonna always be out. But she never really did me dirty. Actually, she kinda did. But fuck it, you know? If it's gonna be somebody, it might as well be that one bitch from 5th grade. I'm bugging when I'm doing that. But yeah, Chad, that's really fucked, bro. I just want low-key some shit to fuck on, but I low-key do not go outside. Donut go outside. What the fuck is this shit? Oh. Damn, bro. These bitches have it. First, I opened Tinder because I've been talking about women too much, so I'm trying to shoot my shot. And I can't take pictures for shit, so my Tinder account is bad. First shit I open up, bro. This bitch who's got a nice body. Face could look better, I'm not gonna lie. So close, 3 miles away. This bitch is poly, bro. The dude that she's dating is so down bad. Has no self-respect. He's like, yeah, I'll be in an open relationship. Yeah, I'll do it. Just please let me fuck you from time to time. And then, even then, she barely... It's an evil world we live in. Germany. Haven't been here. You guys know the goal. It's either when I'm trying to find some place. Oh, close. I'm trying to find some place where I've lived or been to or the like. Or this is somewhat promising. This looks very similar. This kind of stop. I think this might be in Poland. We're gonna look up here. It's not exactly here, but probably closer to here. Yeah, fuck, there's a lot more north. What's it called here? It's a road between Selnowawki and Lidzbark. Barminski. Oh, here we go. Bukovo. Well, chat, let me tell you how close it is. Where is it? Złotoria village in Poland. On the maps. No, it's not here, is it? I'm kind of doxing. I've been to this town. Bydgoszcz? No, that's way too. Let me try the other one. Brzozówka. This is where my mom's from. Let me go to Złotoria one more time. Let me try an image. I don't remember that. Let me see my mom. My mom today. I remember having this conversation with my mom. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I think I've been to. Maybe I've been to this? Hold on, let me go maps. Catholic Church of St. Joseph. Oh, that kind of leaked my address, but whatever. Oh, this is Kalish. There's no Toria. Oh, here. Yeah, it was here. I went to this church, yeah, it's right here. How old are you? Looks pretty young. Yeah, I should have been here. This is close. We're on the map, are we? Maybe it is next to a river. Right next to Białystok. Can I go any farther? But anyway, so that would be all right over here. So I was about this much far away from it. Kind of triangulated. That's crazy, chat. That's crazy how close we got. Was not it though. I'm gonna go Mexico just because there's like deciduous trees. No, that would be dumb, right? It'd have to be like farther north here. Varas and Sonata. Fuck it. We're going over here. We're going to go to Yucatan. Argentina, I should have guessed. It should have been, yes, I should have guessed. I should have known, chat. We always get those. That is somewhere in Ukraine. Like, probably this one close to Kiev. Why is it blue and yellow? I think we got something somewhere in South Africa. I'm gonna stop guessing. So we had that one really good guess. Nothing else though, chat. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Generally kind of a W stream. I think best stream in a while. Okay, I need someone that'll help me take better pictures. Anyway, I think my Instagram chat, it was nice, it was cool. No Twitter today, but I think I replaced it with something better and something that somebody might actually watch. Yeah, and guess what? They're doing 6 next year. Yeah. That's how chat. That's how much aura Kendrick had. I'm not even gonna lie. This dude who got quoted from him got such a career, bro. Look at this. A million views. Half of it from. I'm sure he was kind of well known before Kendrick, because I mean Kendrick would have had to have seen it, but I'm telling you, bro. Look at the chart. Look at the chart. Look at the chart. Anyway, I'm probably gonna yerk it, make the beat, post it, and then get ready for my birthday. Alright, chat. I had fun. Hope to do this. Oh, I am gonna do this tomorrow. I have work tomorrow. Alright.